So we are live, people. Live, and we are late. Super late today. Let me just check something here. And like always, just need to make sure the audio is working for anyone out there that's going to watch tonight. Let me just double check. Ba-ba-ba. And I keep on forgetting. Every time you go to do this, it gives you an ad. And like it takes me a couple minutes to like actually view this to make sure it's working. Okay, so we are live. And you know what? Guys, I'm sorry I'm late tonight. And the reason why I'm late is because I literally just got back from TFcon Toronto, which of course is Canada's largest Transformer convention. I was there the whole weekend. And I literally drove home. And it's 4.5 hours. It took me 5 hours to get home. And so, by the time I got home and got something to eat and like said hello to my family or whatever, now I'm here with you guys. It's late. I mean, it is 12:30 a.m. So this is the real late night stream this week or whatever, right? So let me just fix this 1 second. Okay. So, I mean, what can I say? I brought home a ton of stuff that I acquired at TFcon Toronto. And there was some really cool stuff this year. And it's like, for a Transformer fan like myself, it's like the ultimate place to go. That's the only convention in the area that I make sure I consistently go every year. That being said, will I go back next year? We'll talk about that in a bit. But this is basically going to be my TFcon review. So after this live stream it goes up, this will be the review for the convention for anyone who wants to check it out. And you know what we'll do? I'm just gonna break it down. We'll talk about the hotel. We'll talk about the panels. We talk about the vendors that are there, and some tips and tricks and stuff. Yeah, and then we'll talk about like basically if it's worth going to. So right off the bat, so I'm horrible with date, time, and numbers all the time. So I always have to deal in estimates. Okay, so basically I would have to say this is probably my 14th year, maybe 15th year. I would think 14th year in a row going. I might be the 15th year. I'm horrible with it. So the thing is, like, I am a veteran at this convention. So, like, I know, like, everything about this convention. And I've been going to been at the same hotel for at least 13 of the 14 years. The very first year I went, which, like 13, 14 years ago, it was at a different hotel down the street, and that hotel was cool, but I don't really remember a lot about that hotel because, of course, I've got like 13 or 14 years of memories from this current hotel, which is the Hilton Mississauga Meadowlands Hotel. A great little hotel. I mean, it is a nice little hotel. It's you walk in and it's got this like big lobby, and it's got to the right it's got couches and some tables and stuff like that, and that's where a lot of people hang out during the convention. You got all kinds of people just sitting around like playing with like Transformers, talking Transformers and stuff like that. And I actually, it's funny because, like I said, I've been there a number of years, and I didn't realize that once you go in the lobby to the right, that's where these chairs are. There's actually doors there, and there's a patio outside there. I just thought that was a window, and there's a little patio, a little gated patio out there. Now, of course, in Toronto this weekend, it was like crazy hot. Crazy hot. It was like 30 degrees Celsius. And I think with the Humidex, I think it was like 37. Like, it was sticky. And it was like, you didn't want to go out on the patio. You stayed inside. So right away, the great thing about having a convention at a hotel, and it's a 2-day convention, right? Actually, it's a 3-day convention. You can go Friday, there's things, Saturday and Sunday. I don't go Friday because I'd rather just save the money. Just usually what I do is I go up I leave about 6 a.m. in the morning. Left on Saturday, 6 a.m. It takes me about 4.5 hours depending on the traffic. Of course, the main highway that gets you there goes through Toronto, which is like the biggest city here in Canada. There's like, I don't know, millions of people there. So you're always going to hit traffic. You're always going to be delayed. Long story short, I got there at 10:45, I think, which is pretty good. So I was happy with that. I was going somewhere with that and I can't remember where I was going with it. Anyways, so, oh, I was going to say, it's great because it's a multi-day convention. So it's at a hotel and you stay at the hotel. Obviously, you got to book a room. And it's great because like you can go to stuff. You can go to the dealer room. You can go to panels. Oh my God, I need a break. I'm going to go to my room, drop off some of your stuff that you might be purchasing. And basically, and come back, and it's great. You stay there overnight. You get up in the morning. You don't have to travel. You're back there. I love it. So I always stay at the hotel, and would highly recommend it for anyone that's out there that is thinking about going to TFcon Toronto 2026. Anyways, yeah, it's a great little convention. Okay, so the convention really is like, it's like the lower half of the hotel. And basically, there's a huge dealer room. Like, the dealer room is really big. It's really big. Like, there's probably, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably about 5, like, rows of tables, double-sided. And, of course, all around the edge or whatever. And then what they've done as well, they've also expanded out into this outer hallway that's like beyond a certain point in the by the ballroom where the dealer room is, and it's jam packed with everything and anything you can think about Transformers. Also, what they do, they put the guests. Of course, they have guests. They have panels or whatever. A lot of times they have voice actors come and talk about things. There's always like Generation 1 voice actors. This year they had one from Transformers Earthspark, and they had another person from Transformers 1. So you know what, and they had a ton of voice actors there. And so like they're there, you can get them to sign autographs, you can get them to you can talk to them, and it's really cool. It's a really good fan-run convention, and it doesn't obviously it's not the size of San Diego Comic-Con or anything big like that, but it is just a solid, good convention. It's run by a bunch of fans, and I've seen the same people running this show for like the 14 years I'm going there. Like, their faces are edged inside my brain. Anyways, it is a solid show, a solid show. The hotel is awesome. Actually, hot tip for the hotel, they actually have a really cool pool in the area, and it has an amazing water slide that like corkscrews down 3 or 4 times and shoots you out into the pool. It's really amazing. It's always like bath water there. I didn't check out the pool this time, but if you do make it to the Hilton, I'd recommend checking out the pool. That's a tip from me. Anyways, so the hotel is awesome. I think it's a great hotel to have it at. And basically, after that, the dealer room takes a long time to go through. And like, depends, right? Like, anytime you go to a toy convention, to me personally, it's always good to go with a list. You got to have some priorities, because if you don't have it kind of narrowed down a little bit of focus on what you might want, you're going to get lost in the weeds, man. And because there's so much stuff. So what I did this year, and I did it last year as well, I filmed kind of like a vlog. Now, I'm a rookie vlogger, just like I'm a rookie streamer. So, because this YouTube thing's new. So basically, I'll work on it this week, and it'll probably be this week's video will be the vlog, a more personal inside look at it of the convention. And so if you're watching right now, watch the video and you'll get more of an idea of what some of these things that are mentioning, how they relate to in the physical world, because you'll be able to see them on the video. Sorry, I need a drink. So, the dealer room. You gotta have some kind of list. So I went to TFcon, and obviously, like, I have obviously I have a huge Generation 1 collection. Some of them are not, most of them are not complete. Like, I'm always looking for little parts, guns and accessories and weapons and things that fill out your figures. But then, like, I also have a list of, like, I want to add these figures to my collection. And so this year, like, while I do have, like, a larger modern list, there's a select Generation 1 figures that I still need. And then, like, there's some random things throughout, like, the Transformers that I'm still looking for. But what I do is I say, like, okay, well, I mean, you can't get it all in the one convention. I'll pick like 4 or 5 things. I'll put those up to the top of the priority list, and that's what I'm going there for, or whatever, right? So basically, I had, what did I have on my list? I had Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, Origins Wheeljack from Transformers Legacy, Generation 1 Brainstorm. Wait now. Is it Brainstorm? I can't remember. Yeah, Brainstorm. I always want to call Brainstorm highbrow. I don't know why. I'm not really sure. So I always second guess myself that it's Brainstorm. Sorry, guys. Anyways, so I had several of these things on my list. And let me say that I did very well with my list this year. And we'll go through, I brought my box of stuff. We'll go through what I got in a second. But I wanted to go through the convention and just give my review of it or whatever, right? The dealer room, like I said, always good. The issue with the dealer room is, not an issue, is that, like I said, you kind of, like, there's so much to look at. You kind of get, like, overwhelmed, and you got to have a system. Like I said, you should really have a list of what you're looking for, or at least a really good idea. So when you're scanning, that you can automatically see some, oh, I want that or whatever, okay? Because if you have to go through each individual booth and go, like, look through everything, you're going to be there all day. You're going to miss the panels, because it's always this, like, juggling act, right? It's like you got time in the dealer room, but at the same time, there's panels running. And you got to look at the panels and be like, well, I want to go to a panel at 12 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, I got like 45 minutes to look at the dealer room and then get to that panel. Now, luckily, it's a small hotel, so the panel isn't very far. It's not like you're walking halfway across, like O'Hare Airport or something like that, right? So this is the convention. The dealer room, my tip here is that, well, not really a tip, it's just something I was thinking about earlier, is that, like, you got to know what you're looking for, because you're going to run in, there's going to be tables, right? And they're like, this table is going to have all Generation 1 figures, and like all loose Generation 1 figures. The next table is going to have third party figures. And the next table is going to have Transformers Prime figures or whatever, right? The next table is going to have a mix of everything. So you're looking through and you're like, well, you know what? I don't do third party, so I don't really need to stop and look at this table that much. I'll just glaze over it or whatever, right? The next table is Funko Pops, and the next table has mint on card, like Transformers for 20 years ago. Classics or something, like Generations. So, like, you kind of got to know what you're looking for, because you got to be able to flow with the tables and stuff like that and see what's going. But they always get you. Because you remember that table that had the third-party stuff that we skipped over because we don't do third-party? I don't do third-party. Well, guess what? There's bins underneath their tables, and you got to pull those out, and there might be, like, junker Generation 1 figures that you're like, oh, I needed that one part. So you do have to be fairly, like observant of what's going on, because there's obviously stuff at the top of the tables, there's stuff underneath the tables as well. Now, guys, if there's anyone here for GIJoe stuff, we'll talk some GIJoe stuff in a bit, but I know the Transformer stuff, that's been the hotness right now, especially because I'm just coming home from TransformerCon. TFcon. So we'll talk about GIJoe stuff in a bit or whatever. But right now I'm just talking about TFcon because it's like hot. It just happened. So the dealer room is really big, so much stuff. It took so long to go through there, and I got some really good deals. I'll go through those deals in a second. The panels. So they had panels this year, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think the panels were amazing this year. I don't know if it was necessarily their the guests that they had, but I didn't find the panels were as good as sometimes they've been in the past. That being said, maybe I've just been there too much and it's old news to me. I'm not really sure. My thing with the panels is what I usually do is I'll usually go for the first 10 minutes to check it out. They're 45-minute long panels. I'll go for the first 45 minutes and then, excuse me, sorry. Then what happens is I'll check it out for the first 5 or 10 minutes. And then if I don't want to stay, I go back to the dealer room because that time in the dealer room is precious. You're fighting against the clock, right? You're there to accumulate some new Transformers for your collection. And anytime you're not in the dealer room, guess what? Everyone else is in the dealer room and they're picking up all the deals that they can find and you're not getting them. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Do you want to go to the panel? Do you want to lose time in the dealer room? So you gotta manage that. So sorry, if I go to the schedule for this one today, on Saturday, which is the main day. Saturday's the main day. I personally never got in there until after 11. So at 9:45, they had a GoBots Battle of the Rock Lords screening. I never seen that. And then right after that at 11, they had a panel of history of the GoBots. And this is where choices had to be made. I'm not into GoBots. I'm pretty sure that would have been a pretty cool panel, but I'm not into GoBots. And the dealer room just opened, basically. So that I made the choice to go to the dealer room and start digging and looking for stuff, right? So that's the thing. You kind of like miss some stuff because you can't be in two places at the one time, right? I think that's a fair assessment, right, guys? So after that, at 12 o'clock, it says they had a Q&A panel with the Transformer movies visual effects artist Christopher Lee Zamet. Now, I didn't go to that because, as you know, if you've been a fan of the streams, I mentioned, I think last week, I'm not a huge fan of the modern day Transformer movies like the Bayverse or whatever. So I didn't want to waste time at that panel because, you know what? I wanted to be in the dealer room looking for toys. And then after that, they had a panel with Evan, Michael Lee, Tyne, I don't even know how to say these names. And they were some of the lower tier voice actors. After that, they had the cosplay registration, the cosplay show, and I did check out the panel of Bumper Robinson, Neil Ross, and Michael Dobson. Now, Bumper is from Transformers 1, Neil Ross is from Generation 1 Transformers, and Michael Dobson plays our Starscream Armada and a few other people. So that one was pretty good, but after about 15 or 20 minutes, I left there and went back to the dealer room. I skipped the third-party presentation. I actually meant to go to that one because that one's actually pretty cool to make videos on and to show off what new third-party stuff is coming. But I forgot about it. I got messed up with my times and I forgot about it. It was at 4 p.m. Now, at 5 p.m. at this show, last-minute edition, they had a Q&A panel with the Cybertronic Spree. That is a band, a cover band, basically, that does, I don't know if they're a cover band. They might be a full-on band. Sorry about that. They dress up in Transformer gear. You got Hot Rod RC. You got Rumble. There's a few other ones. I think there's a Unicron. I think there's a Quintesson. And it's amazing. And I took a ton of video from that panel. And it will be in my vlog, okay, when I release it this week or whatever. So check that out because that's the first time I've seen them publicly, like in person or whatever. I was aware of them and I was impressed. I was really impressed. If that panel had not happened, I think this Saturday would have been a bust. but it did happen, and I think they did a really amazing job. Of course, after that, the panel, the dealer room closes at 6 p.m. So you got to get moving if you want to get into the dealer room before it closes. And then the thing is, I'm a big supporter of pre-convention deals. I've talked about this before as well. And I had, I think, 12 to 14 deals lined up with people from Facebook, from Twitter, from a forum group that I'm in. And it's a great way to get some of your stock moving and for you to sell that to make money for the convention, or as well for you to use some of that money you're making from selling your stuff to buy other people's stuff as well. And those people are giving you good deals for the most part, really good deals. So that was amazing. I was a little worried. The deals were coming a little slower this year. Normally they start in like late June, and I found the deals weren't really showing up until like a week before the convention. And of course, people post on Twitter, Facebook. There's a big Cybertron.ca. It's a Canadian Transformers forum. They're the host of the convention, and their forum is the kind of like the initial jump on spot to get deals, and then it branches out to social media. The deals were a bit slow this year, and I was a little worried, but they ended up coming. They ended up coming through, and that has nothing to do with the convention, right? That's just who's coming to the convention, who's bringing their stuff, what they're selling, what they want to buy or whatever, right? So I was a little worried about it, but it turned out great because I made out like a bandit with some stuff. Sorry, more water. Now, once the dealer room closes, you gotta go get some food. I went and got some food, came back. After the dealer room closes, everyone kind of like goes to the bar. There's a bar on site, drinks, or that's when the parts parties start. And it's called parts parties. I think it really stems from like back in the day. There used to be like a room where people go to and they just had your stuff and you would trade it or whatever, like little parts or whatever, like that you need it. It's called parts party. Basically, there is a pegboard there. You do up a classified ad. You put it up there and you say, come to my room if you want to buy any of this stuff. And, you know, people show up at your door. Your door is either open or unlocked. They knock on your door. You say, come in. And they come in your hotel room. So don't have your dirty underwear left out or anything, right? And they browse your stuff that you have out. So, I mean, the hotel rooms are pretty big. Most of them have a king bed and a queen in them or whatever, or a pull-out couch, sorry. So, I mean, the hotel rooms are fairly big. And it's a great place. There's 2 towers in the hotel. I should have mentioned this earlier in the hotel section. There's 2 towers in the hotel room, a north and a south in the hotel, sorry, not the hotel room. And basically, people come to there, and that is where the magic happens for deals, because it's late at night, people are getting a little tired, they just want to sell some of their stuff. You trade some stuff, you sell some stuff, you buy some stuff, and I even got something this year from there. This is the thing though, what I noticed was, compared to previous years, there wasn't as many parts parties available. I only myself went to, I think, 2. One was a person I know, so I kind of knew what they had for sale because it was all on their floor, so I didn't go there. But there was 2. 3 available, maybe 5 available in total. Other years, there would be like 10 available, whatever. So it's kind of concerning me a little bit because not as many parts parties, not as many deals on the forums for it. So is attendance down for TFcon? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I mean, it seemed fairly busy there, and I talked to a couple of vendors and they were happy with the amount of traffic they were getting Saturday morning. But me as a fan, I thought interest at the con was a little down a little bit. So, I mean, that just could be me personally. I'm not really sure. But that's I don't know. We'll see. So you go to the parts party, you go to bed, you got to start the process all over again. You go to the dealer room, you go to the panels, and you got to manage those. And the show ends about 4 p.m. on Sunday. I chose to check out at about, I checked out of my hotel room at 12, but I checked out of the convention to head home about 3 o'clock because once again, I have a 4.5 hour drive home. So, I mean, I wanted to get home. There was nothing much happening at the end or whatever. I did many's of rounds of the dealer room. And so between my deals and the stuff in the dealer room, I'll show you some of the stuff I purchased in a second. But back to the convention. I thought overall, like always, TFcon 2025 was ran very well. The staff there, they know what they're doing. They're hitting all their points. They're very well attuned to what you need, what they need to do. So they're great. It's very well, very amazingly ran. Okay, so you're not going to find really a better convention running, like a smaller convention, right? They know what they're doing. They've honed their skills. I didn't really enjoy the guests besides the Cybertronic Spree. I thought they could have did a little bit better on the guests, but the thing is, TFcon is expanded, right? So it started in Toronto, and it was very big. And that was one thing that I noticed out in the parking lot. There's a lot of American cars, so people drive. There was Wisconsin, Michigan. A couple other American cars. Like, people drove a long way to come here because this is the closest TFcon to their area. Of course, we have TFcon in Los Angeles. There's one on the East Coast somewhere as well, in Florida, I think. But you got to realize, I would think, now, I don't run a convention, but I would think it would be much easier to get Transformer-themed guests at TFcon LA than TFcon Toronto. I mean, if for Toronto, I'm assuming the sorry, I'm gonna move this over here for a second. I'm assuming the convention organizers have to like track somebody down. Hey, do you want to come to Toronto for a weekend? We'll pay for your flight. We'll pay for your hotel. We'll pay for some of your food or whatever, right? I'm assuming there's a lot of expenses there, and I'm assuming not everyone might want to come to Toronto for a weekend. Whereas maybe if they lived in LA, they could pop in for a couple hours and do a convention and leave and go home. So I would think it'd be easier to get guests in LA, TFcon LA, and therefore higher quality of guests. I didn't necessarily find the guests that great this year at TFcon. So that's one thing. The dealer room was good. I did find there was a pretty good mix of vintage stuff, like semi-modern, modern stuff. But some of the tables do have like a lot of the same stuff. And some of the dealers, their prices were out of whack. I don't like dealing with the major vendors in the dealer room. Like, you can tell these people this is like, you know, there's this one guy on this he had like, wow, you know, like those plastic shelvings or whatever. Just say he had like 30 of those, and it was just like Transformers Legacy, Transformers Legacy United, Legacy Evolution, Combiner Wars, like every Transformer like series in the last 10 years, he had a section for it. And I'll put it in my vlog. I took a video of it. But I asked him for, and I don't know names, I don't know his name or whatever, so I'm not going to call him out or anything. But I was curious. I was trying to locate an Transformer Siege Omega Supreme. And I asked him, hey, do you have an Omega Supreme? I couldn't see it on the shelf because he had them sideways to save on space. So some of them didn't have their proper, like, you know, what the figure was. Had the, like, the Combiner Wars, but it didn't say, like, what it was or whatever, right? I asked him if he had a Mega Supreme. And he's like, yeah, I think I do. And he goes in his computer and in his phone and he looks it up. And he's like, yeah, I got one. I'm like, how much you want for it? He's like, Omega Supreme is $575 Canadian. $575. Like, dude, like, first of all, that's really expensive when he was like 250 when he was released or something like that. And like, he's scheduled to come out again, I think before Christmas. Like, if you go on GameStop's website, they have a listing for Omega Supreme. Now, it might be sold out for pre-orders, but like one store in your town, or if you have a bunch of stores, is probably going to get one to put on the retail shelf. And I think if I remember correctly, if I go to GameStop right now, I think it's like $284 plus tax or something like that. That's Canadian, guys. Remember, that's Canadian. So that'd be like, I don't know, $250 or $249 American or whatever, something like that. So I mean, he's coming back out, and this guy wanted $575 for like one that's been like sitting in a box for like 5 years. No, bro, that's way too much. And like, I'll tell you another story about him in a second. And then like, you go around the corner, and this other guy had like a ton of Transformers, like ones from like 5 years ago or whatever, in boxes, Combiner Wars, Titans Returns, and all this stuff or whatever. And he had a pegboard on the back wall, and he had like loose things like a Legends figures, like almost like these guys, like, you know, pegged up and stuff like that. And he had some he had like a Bumblebee and some Hot Wheels. Oh, he had not Omega Supreme, jeez, I'm sorry guys, Optimus Prime there. Okay, Optimus Prime, it sells for, I think, $5 US, or $5 or $6 US. I think it was like $6 or $7 or $9 here in Canada. I got this at an e-retailer for $14 Canadian. So, and people on Facebook are selling it for about $20, okay? Because they know it's rare to get. The dude had Optimus Prime Hot Wheels up on his back pegboard for $40. $40. 40 Canadian dollars. Like, that's like probably like $32 American. Like, he wanted $32 American from Optimus Prime because these people are like, oh, well, you're at a Transformer convention, you're going to pay through the nose for, like, Optimus Prime. Meanwhile, you could potentially, now, okay, caveat, asterisk here, Optimus Prime wasn't available at regular retail here in Canada, so you can't really walk into a store and get him. But the fact that somebody's paying, wants $40 for him is outrageous, okay? So sorry. If you were in the United States, yes, I could say, who would pay $32 at a convention for Optimus Prime, when technically you might be able to go to the retail store around the corner and find Optimus Prime for $6, okay? Super annoying. Next to the Optimus Prime, he had the Hot Wheels Pop Culture Sky Striker for $40 as well. A $5 Hot Wheel that's a GIJoe Sky Striker, and I know it's new, and I know it's hard to get or whatever. I hope nobody bought it for $40, guys. Like, so it made me so sad that some of these prices. Meanwhile, you got other people. So at that guy with the $40 Hot Wheels, he had like box Titan Returns and stuff of that, and they'd be like $20 or $40. And like, there's a table right next to him that was selling the same ones for like $20. Like, I don't know how some of these vendors even survive with their prices. I don't get it. I'm not really sure. Anyways, that's enough ranting about the vendors for a second. Let's get into some of the stuff I was able to pick up. Okay, bear with me for a second here. Okay. Because I literally have a box and I have to pick through the box here. Now, this is actually GIJoe related and it won't show up in camera very good. This was not at the convention. Weird thing. On one of my GIJoe Facebook groups, this guy was selling a bag of Trouble Bubble parts and for $40. And basically I was like, yeah, I'll buy that because I love building Trouble Bubbles and I needed some parts in here. And then separately, I had posted that my TFcon sales list, and he messaged me. He's like, "Are you going to TFcon?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I am too." He's like, "Why don't we just deliver this instead of sending it in the mail and cost the arm and a leg?" I was like, "Yes." So I picked this up, and like if I open it up, it's just a bunch of Trouble Bubble parts and stuff of that. And the thing is, I have a bunch of trouble bubbles. I have about 5 already built. And sometimes it's hard to see here. This white level is really bad. The peg here, the pegs here crack off for the missiles. Long story short, I got a bunch of stuff here. I'm gonna build a couple more trouble bubbles, fix up some of mine. I always love. That's the thing I do. I always buy a lower version of things with the plan to play the long game and fix things up later. I that's just what I do. I find it's easier to do. So I got 3 trouble bubble shells and a bunch of parts, and I'll fix up. I got 3 new trouble bubbles ready to go. So that's pretty cool. Okay, this guy was a late addition, and I got Studio Series Sludge for a sweet deal at the convention. So I mean, this guy was on my like maybe list because these guys sell for a ton of money. I seen other people had these on their booth for over $100 Canadian. Okay, sorry, I missed the chats, guys. Primer, I was delayed today. Stream, hope you're doing good. Thanks. Yeah, that's too much for Optimus Prime. So I wasn't paying attention to the chats, guys. Chat for, I need a cool classified scale transformer descriptor, and I'm good. Thanks for coming, guys. Anyways, yeah. So I like the only other one I have is Sludge. Or Slag, sorry, or Slag Sludge or whatever. So I'm glad I'm not really collecting these. I did pre-order the Grimlock that's being released or whatever. But I don't know if I'm gonna keep that. I probably will. It's an expensive figure, but I'm so glad I got Sludge. Yeah. Sorry, I got confused. I'm just gonna put him here. And you know what's funny? While we're talking about the vendors earlier, there was another guy. I couldn't get over this. He actually had the previously released Grimlock, which I understand was very expensive because everyone missed it during the sickness time or whatever. He had it on his wall. He wanted $600 Canadian for it. Has he clued in that it's being re-released and will be available for like $69 Canadian, before Christmas? The prices sometimes were outrageous. The only thing I would assume is that he bought it for way too much and now he's trying to recoup some money or whatever. People are just, and that's the thing that gets me with these vendors or whatever, is that they're always like, well, we bought it for so much, we got to sell it for so much to make a profit. I'm sorry, you're going to have these figures for the next 30 years if you don't slash some of these prices and get them sold for cheaper. I don't know. Anyways. Okay. What else we got here? Now, remember, this is a Transformer TFcon stream. So we're doing a lot of Transformer stuff here. Here we have Legacy United Ramjet. Now, this was pretty sweet. Did a trade for this. I found 2 figures, 2 Robots in Disguise figures at the thrift store. Like last month or a month ago, and some guy traded me this beauty right here, Ramjet. Need to get that opened up and added to the shelf. I think that's a nice figure, man. I'm really impressed with this one. I have the Starscream, I have Ramjet now. I probably maybe try to track down Thrust at some point. Thrust, is he being reissued? I can't remember if he's being reissued. Now, this next one. This was one of the figures on my priority list that I mentioned earlier. I got a Transformers Legacy United Origins Wheeljack. Now, this one was on my list, and I was so glad I was able to pick this up because there was people at the convention. This guy was expensive here in Canada. He was a Toys R Us exclusive. It was before the Target exclusives went fan wide for here in Canada. So if you're not aware, Target exclusives, obviously exclusive to Target in the USA. But for whatever reason, Target exclusive used to be exclusive to Toys R Us because we still have Toys R Us here in Canada. Toys R Us gave them up. So now Target exclusives can be picked up by any fan channel store in Canada. So any store can pick it up. So they are much, much, much easier to get here in Canada compared to the parent Target exclusive. It's so weird. So this guy was super expensive here in Canada because he was at Toys R Us. They had inflated prices. I got this for a steal. I got this for cheaper than retail at the convention. Some guy was selling it. I'm not sure what he was doing. I don't know why he sold it so cheap, but I'm good. I'm good. I can't wait to open that one. Yeah, Primer, the Coneheads are amazing figures, indeed. Let's see what else I got here. Now, this was kind of an impulse buy. I don't know why I did this. I don't know. I kind of regret this one. I almost canceled this one. So, I got this Alternators Ravage. And this is the one that turns into a robot. This is the thing. I do have a lot of alternators. They're in a box somewhere. I think they're in the garage. So they're not being displayed. And once things go in boxes, it's kind of time to like think about getting rid of them. But I secretly do enjoy the alternator line. What I didn't realize was, I figured it out as I purchased this, was that there's actually two Ravage alternators, which makes no sense. One is this Corvette that turns into a robot with a Ravage head. And the other one is, I think, a Jaguar, which makes sense, that turns into a cat figure. Sorry, I was looking at this and I thought it was broken. I thought I was missing something. Anyway, so just fill in. Yeah, Primer, that Wheeljack, I know, dude, I'm super lucky. Actually, you know what I would recommend? I can't remember. You're Canadian, right? I think you're Canadian. You check, or it doesn't matter, actually, if you're American or Canadian. Check out AliExpress. You can get them on AliExpress for about $50, which technically is cheaper than they were at retail here in Canada. I was about to order one. If I hadn't found one at the convention, I was going to get one at off AliExpress. Anyways, so I bought this alternator. I don't know if I really needed it, but I didn't have it, so I got it for cheap. So I'll add that to the collection. Maybe I'll get the other ones out, but they're not out right now. Oh, you're American. Okay, yeah. But check out AliExpress. I mean, you'd be able to get it for like $40. Okay, so, let me dig. I'm digging. Okay, so I got a big bag of fun here. Okay. I might have talked about this, I don't know, I'm not really sure. One thing I love to do is restore Insecticons. They come apart very easily. It's very easy to take them apart and fiddle with them. I bought a few Junkers, and this one's almost completely restored. He just needs his legs in the back or whatever. I actually don't know if I'm going to buy or restore the legs. I'll get into a story in 1 second. Anyways, and this one's still in process. Going to these conventions, what I usually do is I stock up on a lot of things, like obviously as many Transformers as I can bring there and try to sell them. I've discussed that many times or whatever. What I have noticed this year and last year is there is a lack of emphasis on Generation 1. The momentum has shifted to like classics, more modern figures or whatever, right? So I don't think I'm gonna restore, like, say, too many Generation 1 figures with the purpose of like selling them or whatever anymore. And what I'm gonna do is all the figures I didn't sell at the convention, I think I'm just gonna package them up into lots and put them on Facebook and try to like push most of it out as much as I can, because if it didn't sell at the convention this year, it's not going to really sell at the convention next year, right? So usually that's what I do. Throughout the year, I gather as many Transformers as possible together, bring it to the convention, list it at these places, sell, trade, get rid of stuff, and I come home with stuff. The stuff I come home with, I bottle it up, package it up, put it on Facebook, give somebody else a great deal that they might find something they want or whatever. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I played with this side wipe. This was my side wipe. I brought it with me. I was bored at night, so I actually replaced his fin and the fin in the spoilers. So that was kind of restoration I was working on. Okay, these are some actual figures I picked up at the convention. Okay, for some reason, I don't know why, I didn't have a Skids. I passed on Skids early on in the line of Transformers Legacy because I think he's a Wave 1 Transformers Legacy Skid figure. So I just passed on him. I finally got him added to my collection. So I got that guy. I got from the same person. I got Earthrise Snapdragon, and I have Ape Face as well. Like, not from the convention. I had him. So I wanted to get Snapdragon just to complete that they're like their buddies or whatever. So I wanted to get him. So that's a pretty cool figure. I got a good deal on that guy. And then I didn't really need Pipes, but I thought, he's worth picking up. I gotta fix. I'm not good at this with the brightness or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Pipes. Mr. Madness. Mad Gus. Mr. Mad Gus. Thanks for joining, Mr. Mad Gus. We're talking TFcon Toronto this tonight because that's where I just came back from the Transformer convention. I'm just going through some of the stuff that I got there. Bear with me. Okay, I'm digging through a box here in the corner. Now, this was one of my parts party finds or whatever. It's Transformer Legacy Velocitron Blur. Basically, I didn't pick this one up when it was at retail, right? And this is what the Transformer convention is good for, is if you do miss something, somebody's got it for sale, right? So basically, I missed this at retail. I didn't get it. Of course, everyone was looking for Cosmos in this line. I do have a Cosmos now. I got him last year or 2 years ago, I think. But Blur, Blur is one of my all-time favorite Transformer characters. So, I don't know. I seen them there at somebody's room, and I was like, would you trade for them? And we ended up trading for them, and I thought it was a good deal. So, I'm happy that I got Blur. Nothing crazy about Blur, but I really like the design on Blur there. And I just thought it was really cool. Blur's always been one of my favorite characters. Primer, yeah, he was. And he's good to have. Ape Face and Snapdragon are great to have in your collection. Yeah, I like those two guys. I actually have a Generation 1 Ape Face. I don't have a Generation 1 Snapdragon. Hopefully someday. Those guys are expensive. Now, another little purchase. You're like, what do you got there, Sean? This is a Throttlebot, and it was just the last Throttlebot I needed. Chase. For some reason, I always thought I had this guy, and I think I might have accidentally sold him at some point. And anyways, I seen him on somebody's booth. I was like, I gotta pick him up. So Throttlebot Chase, nothing spectacular, but just helping me complete my collection. The thing is, while oh shoot, I wish I had my book here. I don't have my book here. My little collector book, I don't have it here. Blur is okay. Yeah. Blur, I love Blur, Mr. Megas. The thing is, for Generation 1, I have a ton of Generation 1, and someday what I'll do, I don't know if I'll make a video, or maybe if you guys can bear with me, not tonight, another night, if I do a live stream, maybe I can take the camera and we can go through my collection. A kind of a collection tour. Let me just, you know what? Let me just do something here right start a poll. And let me see. Would you like to watch a collection tour in the future live stream? So I put a poll up. Would you like to watch a collection tour in a future live stream? Yes or no? Anyways, so I was saying some. Oh, I have a lot of Generation 1 figures, and it's coming to that point where like it's really hard to find Generation 1 characters to purchase because I have most of them. Okay? So, I mean, but there's obviously people more than me. I understand that, but I'm just saying I have a lot of Transformer figures. Another guy on my priority list. And this one's funny, not a funny story, but a bit of a different story. So, I have all the Autobot Headmasters except for Brainstorm, which I mentioned earlier was one of my priority items that I had to get. And so, you're like, but Sean, but Mr. SwishPOP, why do you have two? Why do you have two? You only needed one. Why are you so greedy? Why are you so greedy? Why did you need two? Okay, story here. So, a gentleman, the same guy I bought the alternator off, he said he had this really decrepit Brainstorm. And you can't tell this on stream, I don't think. Okay. Maybe a bit. There's the brightness around this one. Can you see the color difference between these two? This green and this green. This is what it's supposed to look like. I mean, the light is on. It's going to be a bit brighter. This is what this one looks like. See how this one looks a bit better in the back? But look at the front. It's like sun-kissed or whatever, right? So the guy sold me this, and then he had the head. The head has a crack in it that I needed to work on and fix. It also included a 3D printed head that he had acquired as a potential replacement. I don't want to lose the part here. And so this is a 3D printed head. See how loose it is? But it does fit on there. I mean, it fits on there, right? I mean, but it's far from perfect. He gave it to me for free. I didn't pay for it. But long story short, I bought this sun-kissed one. I just wanted one for my collection. I have a rule of thumb that I don't need a complete Transformer or a complete GIJoe. I just need a sample. I'll fix it up later, or I don't need to fix it up. So that's what I do. So basically, he had one. It came with a fake head and a real head that's a little damaged, so I needed to fix. And it came with this sun-kissed body. Later on in the day, sorry, I showed you the wrong one. I can't remember. Yeah, this is the sun-kissed one. Later on in the day, this other guy had this other body, and it was in better shape. The stickers are a little different on it, but long story short, I bought the better body, and I'll put the best one that I can in my case. So, Daniel Evans for good. Oh my God. Thank you, Daniel. Ballers have two. That's yeah. No, there's only one complete one there. Okay. Now, next up. Masterpiece Ironhide. This thing's pretty sweet. It's actually, if I just carefully, and I'm sure the bubble wrap is sounding great on screen, on the stream. So I have, what's on the go here? Oh, I have Masterpiece Ironhide now, and this guy is pretty sweet, man. Like, he is pretty sweet. Now, I'm actually not a huge fan of Ironhide, as like a rule or whatever. But this one, I mean, I got a good deal on it. It was all about the deals. The more you come here, you'll understand that I'm all about the deals. Especially if I can find a deal and I can pass it along to you, I always will. But I'm really a deal hunter and very frugal with my money. Anyways, so I got this Masterpiece Ironhide, and I'm running out of room here. So that's pretty cool. So, ooh, oh, man down, man down. Okay, he's good. He's good. Like the thing in the water. The top was on this water. Okay. So, what else did I get? Okay, this. Sorry guys, I'm off screen. This is the big one. This is what I got here. Oh yeah, Mr. Mad Dog. Mad Dog, Mad Gus. Yeah, I know that they killed him. Yeah, I know. Why did I have to kill Ironhide in the movie? This is the other thing I got. Same buyer as the Ironhide. I got Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, and this was my priority for going to TFcon. I wanted to get this so badly. I got such a sweet deal on this. 50% off from what people were selling it at TFcon. Like, ridiculous. From a good seller, an American that comes across all the time and met him several times, hooked me up with a lot of good deals over the years, and this was amazing. It's not out of the box right now. I don't have time to get it out right now. I'll get it out someday soon, but I'm so happy I finally have Ultra Magnus. Masterpiece is one of my priorities that I do collect for Transformers. I do Generation, Masterpiece, and most of the modern stuff. When I say modern stuff, like Legacy Beyond, I got rid of a lot of my classics and like Universe and stuff like that, the older stuff. This guy is cool. Oh man, I want that guy so bad. Yeah. I mean, Primer, this guy, oh man, I'm so, this is amazing. I'm so happy I got him. Okay, so let me just put him down. Put him down. Just 1 second. Okay, now, this, I think, oops. Yeah, this is the last thing I got. And this is perfect for the stream, hey? It's a G.I. Joe Transformer stream. And this is the last thing I picked up at the convention. I got Cup, Triple T, Sergeant Sauler, Leatherneck, and that's pretty sweet. So this guy also got a good deal on it. They had the Soundwave one there, but because he's Soundwave, they were selling them for really, really expensive. I don't want to pay that much for him. I got a sweet deal on this guy, and so glad that I was able to pick this one up. Like, this guy is so cool. So cool. Like, they do. I really hope this line continues. As much as I complain about this line sometimes, it's basically really well done. Because I really love the fact that these vehicles are in this perfect scale of G.I. Joe figures. And they transform perfectly. And they, like, if you had that next to a Triple T, you'd hardly be able to tell that this one's a Transformer and one is the actual toy. No, Mr. Mad Gus, the Robosun figures, okay? I've ranted about those before, and it's funny you brought that up, because I got to include that in my vlog about my TFcon adventure, because they had, first of all, I don't have any of those figures. My thing is, only doctors and lawyers can afford those figures. Each one of them is over $1,000 USD. No way will I ever add one to my collection because they are so expensive. Oh, Primer, yeah, you got Cup. But Mad Gus, they're so expensive, and it's so funny because at the convention on Saturday, there's this company there, and I guess they're sponsored by Robosun. They had a display, and they had Grimlock, Megatron, and Prime out, and they would transform them. And I was like, oh, I won't get video of them today. I'll get video of them tomorrow. Now, they were there last year, and I do have video of them. I went back on Sunday, and even though they had these big Robosun like flags out showing like this is where Robosun is, they didn't have the Transformer vehicles out the whole day. And if I was Robosun and I paid for those guys to advertise this, I'd be like pissed because they were not out the whole day. And I just wanted video to include in my vlog, but I don't have any video right now of it. Anyways, but yeah, so I will never buy any of those. Only lawyers, doctors, and influencers have those, because I think Robeson sends a lot out to people to review them to get the word out. But I mean, they're cool, but way too much money. But yeah, I really hope they continue with that crossover line. I am a little concerned that they will not continue with it, because I don't think, say, Cup being the last one has been a big seller. And that being said, there's a video on my channel that Optimus Prime as a Mobat has been rumored for almost 2 years. I think he's in production behind the scenes, but like, when are we going to get him? Supposed to come with General Hawk. It's hopefully he comes soon. I'd be curious to see what he looks like, and I think maybe adding Optimus Prime to the line might inject some enthusiasm into it, and maybe move some figures. Okay, I'm out of water. Okay, so basically, I think that was it that I picked up at TFcon. I think I did pretty good. You know, a lot of cool Transformers to add to the collection. Really happy with the Masterpiece. Really happy with the Earthrise. Got the Studio Series. Got the crossover. I think I did pretty good. So I was happy with it. It was overall a pretty good time. I talked to one of my vendors. Oh, actually, that's a lie. Wait a second. Where's the bag that he was in? There should have been a bag where he was in. I don't see it now. I should have had. I picked up two. I picked up the accessories to Ratbat, and I picked up the accessories to one of the other tapes, and I don't see them, and that is really... Oh, they're in this bag right here. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, that's something, because there's a guy there at the Transformer convention, and he has, like, picture those, like, 8-foot-long tables. He has about 5 or 6 of them, and they're just all covered in boxes of accessories for Generation 1 figures. So if I put this out, like stuff like this, like oh yeah, sorry, it's for Overkill. He is the little Dinobot, the dinosaur. Anyways, he has tables upon that. He was saying that sales weren't that great, and this is what I'm saying. Generation 1 is starting to, like, kind of edge out of stuff. And I really hope that I have those other ones somewhere, because I cannot find them right now. Anyways, so, and he was saying he doesn't know if he's going to come back next year, because he doesn't know if it's worth it. Because his sales were down a little bit, and he's concerned. I hope he comes back next year, because I always usually try to buy at least a couple accessories off him. Yeah, thanks, Magos. Yeah, I like the Ultra Magnus. And so we'll see how it goes. Generation 1 is slowing down a bit. Generation 1 is always going to have a heart and a lot space in a lot of people's hearts, though. It started the whole Transformer revolution, right? So, I mean, it's never going to go away, but people like me, people like you who might be out there, I do feel some of us collectors are going to start to age out a little bit. Me, I'm never getting rid of my stuff. I've talked about this before on stream. It's going to stay here the whole time. If I don't add to it, I'm still going to want to look at it and still going to, like, enjoy it or whatever, but necessarily don't need to always add to it if I grow out of it, which I will not, because I'm doing this. I'm talking to you guys on the internet about Transformers. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about related to TFcon. You know what's funny? Oh, guys, I don't know if my wife has seen this yet, but when we went to Hawaii, this guy was selling these vinyl stickers or whatever, and this is on a white background, but when you peel it, it's clear, okay? Like, so you don't get the white stuff here. I took one of these vinyl stickers, and I put it on the hood of my Honda Civic. So it's right on the front. So my Honda Civic is officially an Autobot now. That's pretty cool. A lot of people are going third party. I don't really like third party because I don't want to spend the money on it. That's really expensive. It's out of my budget. So, I mean, That being said, complete Generation 1 figures are really expensive as well, but I don't buy complete figures. I just do piecemeal like you've seen earlier or whatever, right? So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, so what I'll do here now, there was something else I wanted to mention about TFcon. I can't remember, and I got the burps for some reason, guys. When I talk a lot, I get gassy. So, what a weird fact, right? What a weird fact. Oh yeah, no, Mr. Mad Dog, why do I always want to call you Mad Dog? Oh. Anyways, yeah, so we'll forget about TFcon for now. We'll move on to some Transformer and GIJoe news in case there's anyone here. I had thrown up some articles here to talk about, and I'm not going to put them on screen, but I'll just talk about it. Quickly, while we're talking about Transformer stuff, the Lego Transformer Soundwave, of course, he was detailed. I guess I could probably put him up. Let's see, display images. That's from last week. Just 1 second. And download. There you go. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Where am I doing here? Sorry guys, I got lost. Hey, how's it going? How's my wreck? Doing pretty good, dude. Thanks for joining the stream. Anyway, so yeah, so I apologize for that. I got lost for a second. Yeah, okay, now I got my windows back. So you got this Lego Soundwave. A lot of people are concerned about how much money it is. I think it's $180 American. So that's kind of pricey. I think like $205 Canadian or something like that. It comes with a sound chip. That's pretty cool. You can make sounds or whatever. You can make his got these classic voice lines. He's got like 1 million voice lines. There's a video out about it. It looks pretty cool. Not necessary for me. I haven't purchased any of those Lego Transformers. I'll stick with my transforming Transformers. It looks like Walmart CollectorCon is kicking off on July 24th. So, I mean, we're going to see some stuff there. It looks like for Transformers, we'll get Retro Generation 1 Sea Spray and Brawn, which is where basically they take the legacy figures and basically put them on Generation 1 themed packaging with some minor tweaks. I wonder if we'll get any more Generation 1 retro reissues. I doubt it, but I mean, I do love a good reissue. There might be some GIJoe Classified. Oh, for Classified, we'll get that Night Force, right? The Quick Kick and the Beachhead. I'm assuming will be at CollectorCon. So that's something to keep your eyes open about, right? Yeah, Primer, that Lego's way too expensive. But yeah, so you got one Transformer, you got a couple Transformers and a GIJoe coming to CollectorCon. So make sure, like, if you're American or Canadian, doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, the best way to get these, you do not wait till they go in store. You pre-order them on the website. And USA is the lead on this, obviously. Easy to pre-order that stuff. And Canada, they always put them up. Even though they don't put any hoopla about the CollectorCon, they always put them up. Make sure you pre-order them at walmart.ca or walmart.com if you're interested in any of the product that you see at CollectorCon, because you cannot count on it coming to your local store. Okay? Oh, why am I buffering? It says I'm buffering. Is there a problem with the feed? Open widget. Poor. I'm trying to think what the issue might be. Just 1 second, guys. I gotta check some internet. Just 1 second. Entertain yourself for 1 second. Whoa. Oh, damn. Weird. Okay, well, I don't know. OBS is telling me there's errors here and that the buffering and stuff like that. So I don't really know. Okay, let's go back. Just one second. Guys, I'm totally crapping the bed here tonight. How do I get back? Uh-oh. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm not really sure. OBS was complaining about something. Now, did anyone buy anything from Amazon Days? Did you guys like get anything? I don't know how to get back. Oh, guys, I'm looking for something here. Okay, I'm back. Okay, sorry. I had to cut out there for a second. Amazon Days came and gone. I actually ordered something, and usually I don't order anything from Amazon Prime Days because the deals are pretty good. I actually found that the deals on Amazon Amazon Canada were a bit better than the deals on Amazon.com. I have accounts on both, and the Amazon Canada deals were much better. Classified figures, a bunch of them were down to like $20 or $25 compared to $35. I ordered a GIJoe classified retro Recondo. He was $20. So that was a hot deal. I got him. And I didn't order any Transformers, but they had the Age of the Primes Transformers on for $26 as well. Like, I flipped over to Amazon.com, and I don't know if it was just not showing me stuff for regional reasons, but I couldn't find hardly any deals. Oh, you did Prime? You got stuff on Prime? Like, what'd you get? You got some GIJoe vehicles and some, you got the Stinger? That Stinger deal was a hot deal on .com, I guess. I think it was it $69, I believe? That was a good deal. But they did have classified Joes on sale, but for some reason they didn't really have any Transformers on sale. I found that weird on .com. On .ca there was a ton of stuff on sale. The thing is, whenever things are on sale, you gotta take advantage because you want to get so much stuff, and you gotta make sure you pick it up once it's on sale. So that was interesting. I didn't really, like I said, I don't really put much emphasis on Prime Days because I feel Prime Days is more for all those like little knick-knacky, like third party, like little kitchen supplies and stuff of that, like not necessarily brand name items like toys and video games and stuff of that. So yeah. How many G.I. Joes did you buy? I see you got Stinger. Like, what's a ton? Like 2, 3? Did you get more than 5 G.I. Joes? Because, like, I'll be jealous if you got more than 5. What else we got here? So, other news here. It looks like, it's not a big deal. I'll just actually save this in. Oops. Save image. 6! You got 6 G.I. Joes. Oh my god. You're a doctor. You're one of those doctor guys. If I display, go back to here for a second, put another one up. This blaster's coming as well. This thing has already been previously released. This is just one of their reissues. I really do kind of find this weird that the Transformer team keeps on doing this, where they're like, hey, this figure was out like 3 or 4 years ago and we didn't have great distribution on it, so we're going to just re-release it. They're basically going through like all their Transformers and re-releasing them. Do they just find like a big old warehouse full of them, or are they reproducing them? It's kind of weird. I'm not really sure. I don't know what to tell you. So there's that blaster. I have the Legacy one. This is the Studio Series one. I would not rebuy this blaster simply to be in a better color scheme. He's pretty sweet though. I grabbed a Hiss that I missed out on since I decided not to back that. Hiss has that. Yeah. So wait now, did you grab the HasLab Hiss or a different or the crossover GIJoe Hiss with the Transformers? Mad Gus. What else we got here? Apparently for GIJoe news, in case anyone cares about GIJoe, Skybound has announced that there's going to be a Cold Slither comic coming in October. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give one hoot about Cold Slither. I think it's like a really weird thing they're going all in on here because I think it's really, really, really niche and for GIJoe collectors. And I mean, more power to you if you like Cold Slither, but I don't even think I'm going to waste my time reading that one. I'm not interested in it at all. What about you guys? You just bought a HasLab Hiss. Can I ask you a personal question? How much did that cost you in the secondary market? Because I feel like that would be a very expensive. So to the live stream poll, I got 100% in a future live stream. People would like to do a quick toy collection tour. I'll have to plan that one out to make sure the camera can make it because most of the toys are that way, and hopefully that works out. I can see that being a lot of jittery video or whatever, so I mean hopefully people don't get sick from that. A new cartoon? Wait now, are we talking about Cold Slither cartoon? Or are we talking about Primer? Is it a Cold Slither cartoon or like a GIJoe Transformer cartoon? You gotta give me details. $550, hey, for a Hiss tank? I mean, that's American, right? That's, yeah, I mean, it seems to be about right. When I was at TFcon Toronto on the weekend, there were people there that were selling the Rattler for $800 Canadian. $800. I'm trying to see if why isn't it like $800 Canadian seems like a lot. My pictures haven't synced from the weekend, so I can't show you the picture. Oh, so the Energon Universe GIJoe and Transformers cartoon got announced, and it's going to be on Amazon? See, this is what happens when I go away for a weekend. Okay, so is that a thing now? It's coming? Primer, you're the guy with the news. You got to tell me. You got to give me more details. Do we have any more details? Now I got to go look that up. Energon Transformers GIJoe Amazon cartoon. I can see rumors. Is there an actual place where you've seen that posted? I'm just seeing rumors here related to a couple weekends ago. Okay, anyways, no worries. I'll have to get more details on that. That might deserve a video for the channel, hey? Maybe we'll do a little bit more in-depth research on that one and see if we can find out more details. Okay, they're going to be talking about San Diego Comic-Con. Okay, we'll wait. We'll get those details. We'll do a video on it. I'm excited. That should be cool. Okay, I mean, but the thing is, I talked about it last stream. Cartoons take a few years to make, I would assume. So, I mean, hopefully we'll get it by what? Maybe late 2027, maybe? Or, I don't know, could they rush it and get it by the end of 2026? Or maybe early 2027. I don't know, but it's going to be a bit away for sure. Now, the last thing we will talk about tonight is Snowcat HasLab. Hasn't funded yet. The one thing I noticed when I was away the weekend when I checked in at the nighttime, there were so many YouTube videos about how the HasLab has not funded yet and it has failed. You know what's weird though? I am on, I just opened HasbroPulse.com, and it's not even the first thing that comes up when you load it. You would think if they would want that funded, that they would have it as like, boom, it's on the scroll thing, but it was like the third thing in, or maybe it was just badly timed. I'm not really sure. But if I click through it, that blaster's there I just talked about, he seems to be before the Snowcat HasLab project. If I click it, where are we at? We are at 6870 out of 8,000. Okay. Wow, flabbergasted here. The thing is here, okay? The thing is, last week when I live stream and we talked about this, I told you it was at 6,500. So in a week, there's only been like like 200. Where's the damn page gone? Okay, I've got too many windows open. Too many windows open. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, last week it was 6,500 and now we're at 6,870. So it's like 370 in a week. That's not good enough, guys. That's not good enough. Wow. Like, okay, let's be real here for a second, okay? All the other ones, they fund it very quickly. This one is slow. Will it fund? Yes, it will fund, okay? A majority of people come at the end. They just come right at the end and they will buy it. They'll buy 5 or whatever. It will fund. Hopefully, the people that did support it will get a majority of those tiers that are available. I am concerned. The base will fund. We'll see how the upper tiers do. I think Hasbro, if they're smart, they should be taking notice that this is a slow burn. A very slow burn for this. And I don't think they really would be happy with this right now. We're 31 days. I mean, there's still lots of days left, but I mean, that's not a lot of, not a lot. Like, just, let's do some math here. I think it was 45. So 45 minus 31, there's 14 days gone. So there's 31 days left. In those 14 days, yeah, that's not what I was going for. I was going for a week. And then, yeah, 31 days divided by 7 weeks. So there's 4 weeks left. This week, only 370 were sold or whatever. So, if we do, what was this? 4 times 370. That's 1,480 plus the 6,870. That would be over 8,000. So, we are on track, actually, to fund the base at the end. But that's not good enough. That's not good enough at all. People need those those tiers opened up. 10,000, 12,000, 14,000. Flint might be a little ways off at this point. I don't know. But I think the bivouac will get done. But Flint, I'm not really sure. We'll see. The community is really going to need to pull together. I myself, I've talked about it before, have chosen not to back it. Not because I don't think it's a great project. It looks really good. It has cool things. It's just outside of my budget. I am not a brokey. I just don't have that much money to spend on a single toy. This would cost me roughly $550 to ship it to my house. And that's way too much for a toy that might stay in the box for a couple years, never get displayed. And I'm not a big fan of some of the figures. So I can't do it. Sorry, guys. But other people will do it. That's the thing. I am confident other people will do it. Yeah, Mad Gus, you want the tent? Yeah, a lot of people do. I really don't have any wow factor to it. Some I don't think a kitchen sink is gonna have to. Yeah, I know. I did a whole thing about that last week. I don't like the Barbie accessories. I'm not a fan. I think that was the wrong direction, but whatever. I'm not. I don't make the decisions. It's a slow burn because of the Transformer HasLab has been so bad. I agree. The Omega Prime quality assurance issues for sure. And people I think are concerned. And the thing is, there doesn't seem to be much quality concern with the Rattler. I haven't heard anything drastic about it as of yet. But they always kind of like, I don't know if it's done on purpose, but like it'll always be like, one hasn't shipped yet, but we want you to buy a new one, right? So like when the next one comes up, it'll be like, hey, buy our next HasLab, Mobat, but the Snowcat hasn't shipped yet. So there's no way to confirm the quality of the product you're getting based on the next product or whatever, right? So I don't like how they do that. I would want to have one, get the newest one, look at it and go like, yeah, I'm happy with my purchase, and then make another purchase. The Omega Prime, they do always seem to have a bit of issues with their Transformer HasLabs. I haven't seen those issues rise in the GIJoe line as much. Yeah, we'll see. So we are 126 into this stream. I don't know where you guys are. I should have this marked down somewhere, but it is 1:56 a.m. in the morning here. That is crazy. I am getting tired. I don't know about you guys, but long story short, I think I did fairly well at TFcon. I think the HasLab is going to fund. I am concerned about those upper tiers. I don't know if they will happen. People gave Valveverse a hard time about their vehicle. Yeah, maybe. Not into Valveverse. I can never say that. Valveverse. Yeah. Do you collect that primer? Do you guys in the chat collect Valveverse? I watch his videos. His videos that he does, the creator guy on his YouTube channel. If you don't follow him on YouTube, he actually does very good work because obviously as the creator of as the person who's doing that Action Force stuff, you would think he would just talk about that, but he talks about the toy industry and like how things are changing, and he has great insight into that stuff. So I would recommend checking out the Valveverse YouTube channel. Where was I going with that beforehand? I can't remember what I was saying. So yeah, HasLab will fund the upper tiers, maybe not. I think it will. It's just going to be scary. It's just going to be scary tight. People need to pick up and support that if they want it to happen and if they want more to happen. This week, I'm Mad Gus. I haven't bought any of this stuff, but I'm a whale. Yeah, he does good work on his YouTube. So this week for videos, I didn't put up a long form video last week. I just was doing too much for Transformer Con. And I never got a chance to do it. And I had to leave at 6 a.m. Sometimes when I'm making YouTube videos, I don't go to bed until like 2:30 in the morning. I just couldn't fit a YouTube video in last week. This week, I will obviously going to have this stream, but I'll also probably try to get my vlog up for TFcon. It doesn't usually get many views, but I like to put it together. It's a little time sensitive. I'll get that up. And then we got a couple of new videos. There's one GIJoe video that I'm working on, more of a evergreen piece. And then I'm sure there'll be more news flowing down the pipelines on Transformers and GIJoe, and I'll pick them out and make sure I get them. Guys, if you haven't already, can you leave a like on this stream if you do happen to like it? That'd be much appreciated. And yeah, I think I'm actually gonna end it there now in a second. Actually, one second, guys. You know what? I'm really worried here. I seem to misplace some of my Transformer pieces from the show, and I'm really, because I paid a lot of money for them, and I really hope they show up, because I thought they were in this baggie, but they don't appear to be in that sludge baggie, and now I am concerned that I misplaced them, and it is kind of freaking me out. Just a recap, Ironhide is really good. I gotta get the stuff in the box, back in the box it came out of. The Ultra Magnus was totally badass. I can't wait to bust open that Ultra Magnus, guys. That Ultra Magnus is gonna be amazing. The Mezco new vehicle? No, I haven't seen that. Love to have his guest. You have a podcast, Primer? What kind of podcast is it? Like, what's the normal topic? Is it a toy podcast? Or is it like eating chicken wings? And what? Sorry. What? And yeah, give me the details about your podcast. Like, what day does it usually run? Or when do you usually do it? Spam the channel so people know what it is. That'd be much appreciated. I'm curious now. I want to know more. Mr. Magus with the signs. Yeah. I'm just waiting for Primer. Primer, get those stuff in the chat. I want to know. Get more details. More details. More details. More details. Like, what's it about? Is it a toy one? Or is it like video games? Or is it, when is it run? Like, what day of the week do you usually do it? How many episodes you're in? You're in like episode like 100? I actually have a podcast here on the channel as well. I've kind of paused it for a second. I actually discussed this in the live stream, but which mess up the audio. Okay, Primer. Okay, Matt Garcia, I'll check it out. So the podcast here on the channel, I've paused for right now because I think I like doing this better. I think I like doing the live stream over the podcast. The podcast wasn't really catching on. I need to fix its name. It's the Everything Transformers thing, Everything GIJoe, Everything Transformers podcast. And it just really didn't catch on. It's on episode 9 right now. I haven't done the 10th episode. I might go back and kickstart it again. I'm just not sure right now. So I'm doing more live stream right now than the podcast. But it's not dead. It's all there. There's 9 episodes if you want to watch it. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. I'm curious. Yeah, I want to know more about that. I'll check it out. I'll check out your podcast. And maybe I can come on sometime if you want me to come on. I ramble a lot. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm a geek. So I'd be perfect guest. Yeah. Okay, so I appreciate that. I'm going to go check that out right now, actually, in a second. But I think I'm going to end the stream here for now. So leave a like if you could, and subscribe if you're not already. And thank you for coming out. We were late today because I was late getting back from TFcon. And right now it's 2:02. I got to get to sleep because I have to go to work tomorrow. And yeah, so yeah. Working on getting on Spotify. Fancy. Well, I wish you luck with that, and I'm going to go check it out. And I will wish you a good night, everyone. And we will see you next week back at our regular time, 11:30 p.m., late night, Transformers and GIJoe stream. I'll be here. We'll be streaming. We'll be talking about the latest news. Thanks, and we're out. Good night. Done.